Right on. Okay. So we're just getting ready. Get your cards ready. I'm going to shuffle mine up. And we're just going to wait a few minutes before we get started so that others can join. Welcome. We have a small group tonight. Small live group. Okay. Freshly shuffled. So yeah, welcome. I hope you have something to drink so that you can enjoy the messages. I'm gonna take a sip of mine before I start yapping away. Right on. Good thing I muted that. Let's see. I had to wear Christmas. I think this is the start of it all for me. I think we have one more person joining us. We'll wait one more minute and then get started. Meanwhile, welcome to December Psychic Circle. We have a new person joining us here, Crystal, and so we're excited. So we have 2 people from BC and 2 people from the East Coast. So we're going across Canada. And one thing that I love about doing readings in December is it's always spirits that want to come home. Okay, so I already feel like cozy and comfortable and warm, almost like there's a little fireplace. So I really feel comfortable about the messages tonight. And I want you to just be open this Christmas to the Christmas spirit, because I really feel like tonight there's some nice messages. So I'm excited to get started. Okay, everybody will have an opportunity to ask a question, or you can get a specific message from someone on the other side, or you can just get a general reading. Okay, so we're gonna get started. And first, I do have a request, and this is someone that isn't live, but they wanted to be first message. So this is for a birthday. Someone's birthday. Her name's Cindy. Her birthday is this month, and we want to give her a general reading on what message do you have for her for this year coming. Okay, so we'll start with her. Let me light my candle. Oh, I went purple tonight. Oh, don't go out. Whew. There we go. If it went out, I would have had to say, sorry, can't do this. I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's see what we have for Cindy. What message for her? Okay. So I'll get started. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, wait. So for Cindy. Wow. Okay, so the first card I got for her was Ace of Cups. That's the very first card. So I know that right away, this is going to be a good year. And I believe that her year has to do with how she truly feels, but also things that she does want happening. And because of the Ace of Cups, it's a year of healing, but also intuition and messages. I like this because it lets me know that the next 3 months are guided. She is connected for something to happen, and there is a new beginning. And the next card I got was the Two of Wands. So it's getting signs. It's really important for her to start to watch for signs of things that are coming, because there is a connection to the other side right now. And there is a power there where she can work with the other side to create the changes that she wants, the things that she wants to manifest. But the key here for her is to focus on the future. So what is it that she wants ahead, not in the present? And I feel like the guidance that's coming forward is about looking ahead. Like, don't look for the things you want to happen in your present day. Put things ahead and then watch for the signs to help you. The soul card I got was this, the Mother Earth card. So that definitely lets me know that she is in a place of creation. There's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches. So to me, each one of these branches do represent something new that is going to manifest and grow from her. So I get good things out of her year coming ahead, but it's all cups. I see cups and then wands, which wands could represent something that maybe she should start or do within the next 2 years. I feel like this year is a 2-year journey, that there is huge change 14 months from now to 2 years from now. And as far as the guiding spirit, I get self-acceptance. So to me, that's like, think about the things that you want, not that this is about your abilities and the things that you want to go for. And it's fresh and young. Like, it's a little girl in there, so that does represent something to hope for, grow into. So that's what I get for her.
Hi, Cindy. For your birthday message, I see this next year looking really full of connection within yourself. I'm getting a lot of like Queen cards, so it's about mastering, and I really think you're between your emotions and your mind, like finding that balance to really know what it is you want this next year to look like, and then setting that intention, because I got the most beautiful intention card. It's got, oh, you can't really see it, but it's got like an owl and an egg, and it's just like setting that intention in the new year and like letting the universe bring it to you. But I do think that Spirit's just showing to really just focus on your self-care and like inner love for yourself, because it's really just going to blossom the year for you and bring so much prosperity. And owls, I see a couple owls, so if you see them around, that's your spirit guide and your ancestors and loved ones. So just pay attention, you never know what you'll find.
Hi, Cindy. Happy birthday. What I have here for you is, I see us, there might be a significant challenge for you regarding self-expression. So what I mean by challenge is simply that in the past, there may have been a lack of movement or unsure how to move regarding what fills your cup. What relationships to kind of give to, and which ones to maybe not give so much to. In this regard, it seems like the emphasis is definitely on yourself for the coming year of 2023. I do see that with getting clear about where you want to take yourself and how to manifest what you want. One of the challenges being the Ace of Wands, I feel, is really about establishing that connection with your passions and establishing a route for your inspirations to blossom. It will require you to recognize for yourself what that is and to act on it regardless of whether or not other people recognize that. Because there is a sense of you holding back from giving to others, or that you fear that there will be a lack of reciprocity, and it will put you into kind of an environment of not really sure what route to take. I do see a sense of confusion, but I just want to clarify that it does feel like it's kind of on the basis of overthinking something, and so then it ends up being, it kind of spirals into like an area where you start thinking possibly, well, if I do this, then will this kind of lead to these bad circumstances, or what if this happens? And all the cards are suggesting here is that you be aware of yourself doing that, and not to feed it. Acknowledge those fears, but don't feed it. Don't let it get the best of your impetus moving forward for this year ahead of you, because you have a lot of fire energy here, and like Georgina had said, I have quite a few cups as well. And then in an outcome, you have the Ace of Swords, and I really do feel like this is like an accumulation of a lot of events and possibly connections that will help you recognize where you might struggle in expressing yourself. And then your challenge would be to, after recognizing, of course, is to act on that. That's what I have for you.
Awesome. Oh, listening to you two, I was like, goosebumps, goosebumps, goosebumps. It's cool. Love it. Okay, Misfit.
Right. Spirit has a lot to say tonight, but it says it so strongly, really, because I get a lot of similar cards. Like, it's aces all around, Ace of Swords, some new opportunities. It's really a year of transformation and growth I see for you. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you need help healing, if you need help processing, whatever you need help with, it's there for you. It may not always seem like it is, but just make sure that you're reaching out when appropriate if you need it. And follow your intuition. I got the High Priestess card, which I love, because it means that you're starting to figure things out and see things more clearly than maybe you have in the past. Excuse me. Spirit also really wants you to socialize or join in and find new people that help you fill your cup, maybe rather than draining your cup and taking. Find people that give and feed your soul, and who are going to help you throughout this year to really blossom into what's meant to be, and reveal your true self. Like, Spirit really wants to emphasize, like, you do you, like, new year, new you, all of that cliche stuff, but like, do it. You know what I mean? I feel like it's the right time and you're really connected enough to do it. And Spirit also says ready to love again. So whether this is love for yourself or loving someone else, whether it's whatever type of relationship it is, there's clearly been hurt there, there's clearly been struggle there, but Spirit says it's time, ready to love again. And just focus on light more than dark moving forward, I feel is important. Just try to really focus on how things can be better, not how things have maybe been bad in the past. But yeah, happy birthday. Really great messages for you tonight, and I hope that your next year is amazing.
I love that. So to me, like, how many of us got an ace? Because I got this ace. So 3 aces? Or 4,
I got
do you think?
Ace of Wands and Ace of Swords.
I got Ace of Cups and an ace. So 1, 2, 3. That's like 4. I would say 4 birthday wishes for each wish. For each ace, she should take a wish. That's what I think. I love it. Well, happy birthday to you, and I hope that this is one of the most amazing years yet. Awesome. Okay, so we will do Lorraine next. Lorraine, you can unmute. Let us know what you would like to know. So you can get a general message, ask a specific question, or get a message from a loved one, which usually happens with the cards anyway.
I think I'd like to just have a general message tonight, folks. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
But I
That's great, thank
definitely have to. I gotta put the aces, but I gotta put my cards back in. Just because an ace came out. So let's see. So everyone, we're gonna get ready for Lorraine's message. Let's see what we get. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, folks.
Let's see what
Merry Christmas, all.
Yes, I had to. Okay.
Yeah.
Lorraine, this is a card that I got for you. This speaks huge to me. Okay? So what these are spirit cards. They let me know what's going on the spiritual level. And because you have this
Right.
card, you're working with more than one spirit right now. And it is so important for you to connect to that spiritual energy because you're on a healing journey right now. And you definitely need to invoke something. And look at your belly. If you look at the belly, it's like a galaxy. It's ready to create. I love that.
Oh boy.
But look at the worries. So your worries have to go.
Yeah.
Spirit doesn't want you to worry
Yeah.
about anything right now. And they're saying, heal. Bring that power down into you. And when I look at this, look at the face. The face to me looks like a baby. Okay, which lets me know that
Well-
you are meant to be creating something in your life right now. And I do feel like what you're meant to create has to do with your own healing. And I do feel like it is actually something that will be of service to others, like something that, you know, when you talk to people or word gets around. And I feel like it is your own medicine. But the main cards that I get from you right now is I definitely feel your mom. I feel your mom so strong right now. And I keep hearing her name, right? Like her name was Edna.
Yes.
But I feel like there's two. It's like a mirror. So she's saying, I'm getting two Ednas and I don't know why. But I definitely get Edna and then someone else. I'm Edna. And I also get two Marys.
Okay, yeah. My grandmother's Mary.
So I
mother's
don't know
mother.
what the double means. But that could represent
Yeah.
double power around you right now too. Okay.
Oh, that's great. We can use it.
So I
Yeah.
definitely feel there is healing. However, here it goes. The devil card came up. So you are meant to break some kind of bound or bind that you have. Now, whether that is a
Okay.
mental bind or a physical bind or dealing with something, it doesn't matter. It's coming up because this is actually like a time of destiny for you to break something. And it's so that you can feel like you're free. And I
Yeah.
do feel like that also has to do with your worries. I feel like Spirit is telling me you don't need to worry about things you're worrying about.
Oh,
So
good.
maybe take even if you write a list of your worries, you cross some of those worries out that aren't real for you.
Okay.
And I also get the next card is the Fool. So you have the Devil and then the Fool, two major arcana cards, right? So you're not in your own power. You are connected to Spirit right now. And I do feel like, and then you have the Nine of Wands. So to me, that's not you.
Mm.
Okay, that is also healing energy that needs to come through, but I feel like this is also a healing energy to affect your partner, that you're both in
Okay.
a healing place right now. And the big thing I get is, this is hilarious because I actually see you as a baby shaking a rattle. Okay, and I feel like the reason why it's hilarious is because I know you have a shamanic rattle. So I feel like you are meant to, when you feel pain next, I want you to rattle with your left and then your right.
Okay.
Because I know the rattle
Okay,
is
both.
all your grandmother's spirit. I got goosebumps everywhere. Seriously.
Okay.
Oh, I love this. You have to rattle next time you're in pain and maybe use that as your healing tool. But rattle around you
Okay.
and above you and get your channel. Because I feel like, yeah, I know that your mother's around, but they want to do something. There's double power. So when I take a look at what is it that they want to do, look at this. They want to break you free, right? They want to break you free from these things that are causing you pain. So this card does let me know that some of your pain is coming from your worries.
Oh, okay.
That's why you got to rattle. Your life is actually in balance. It's ready to create,
Okay.
but there is a journey. So you definitely, and
Yeah.
because your partner came up, there is a journey that you two are meant to plan or do. So that has to happen this year. But yeah, this is about, you do have to take your power back right now.
Okay.
Your medicine is spiritual. I try the rattle. I got to pull an angel card on the rattle, and you. It's just so strong. I can hear it. And even though she's showing me you as a baby with this little rattle, I hear like your rattle. I don't hear like a baby toy
Okay.
rattle. Look at emerging. So something is meant to manifest. See how it's cartoon and then it turns into reality. So there is
Yeah.
creation around you. Tap into that.
Great.
That's wicked. That's what I
Oh,
have
that's
for
great.
you.
That's great. Wonderful.
Okay.
Hello, Lorraine. So, for you,
Hi.
I feel a male spirit around you, really strong. And I'm not sure if it's him who's been making me anxious all day or not, but when I seen you, it was like it feels like I don't know if you have someone, a male that passed away that from, I don't know, I feel like I can't breathe. So it's just very like
Oh.
constricting, like maybe like lung problems or
Hmm.
heart issues or something like that. But either way,
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
he wants you to know that you're carrying all these burdens of things that you don't need to carry, very similar to what East Coast Mystic was saying. And I
Okay.
see, like, I actually got the same 9 of Wands. I also got 9 of Pentacles and 9 of Cups. So
Wow.
there is something that you're needing to break. You're so close. You're like right at that brink.
Okay.
And I feel like for you, there's something about a change, a perception of the things that are around you and in your daily life. Like it's something that you've got that they want you to pay attention to and
Okay.
maybe not laser focus on, like widen the perception to just kind of
Okay.
flow with it so it's not yours to carry, because there's something that's like kind of holding you to break that. And I do see in the next like 9 months, because I'm feeling the 9 really strong, that you're going to find that healing and you're going to find that comfort, and that cycle will be broken and you're going to be just blossoming, because I've got this beautiful like field of dreams card where all the fairies, they're like playing, they're sitting on their little eggs of like, you know, inspiration and intuition, and your dreams, like they're going to manifest. Just put that intent out there. So really try and stay positive and keep that positive train of thought, because no matter what's going on, you aren't your circumstances, right? So just trust your path and it'll be good. I'm super excited for you.
I love that because it totally resonated. As you were talking, I could get flashes, and I definitely feel your father around as well. But I feel like when Misfit or Mystic Gypsy was talking, I totally got flashes of you with a new connection to someone in your family. And I do feel like it's related to your in-law? No. Daughter-in-law. There is. There's something new that you're going to see with her. And I feel like it gives you a sigh of relief. I don't know what that is, but that's what I kind of get with what was happening with Mystic Gypsy's message. So good Christmas. It's going to be a good Christmas.
Hi, Lorraine. Okay, so I have this theme that seems to be prevalent for your year to come here in 2023. It feels like Spirit is calling you to reconnect with your partner if you have one, or you will be reconnecting with a partner. There's a sense of wanting to kind of move forward. Like there's a call for you to be like, there's been like a what's next kind of vibe, and wanting to work on establishing something new. And that doesn't really feel like this contemplation of what's next is really emotionally based. But that's kind of because that's your go-to, is sort of like, what can I establish foundationally or fundamentally that is tangible, that makes sense for me and my partner, or me alone even. But there is a sense at this time where there is something that happened in the past that was very difficult for you, or something that was quite devastating. It's coming up here in the past, so not to worry. But it feels like part of the reason that this is, in order for you to kind of begin to reconnect with the emotionality part, it's asking you to bring it on home, like in here, in your own heart, because it seems to be like your crossing card is the 5 of Wands. It feels like there is a struggle here regarding how to use the partnership that you have created, not only with others, but with yourself, to establish something new. You do have the Ace of Wands clarifying the Lovers in your near future, which is great. And it does kind of fit in with your 3 of Wands in the crowning position, okay? But Spirit is asking, there is something like where there's like, it's a feeling of kind of having to just do what you gotta do, right? And doing it that way, there does seem like there has been a bit of a heart chakra closing to a degree. And it needs to be, that's something that will probably come up to be addressed in this year to come, because there is a sense of kind of like being stagnant, or feeling like you're like, I don't want to say, it doesn't feel like trapped, but it just feels like there's not the movement that you want. And part of that is because there has been a moving away from the emotionality to your connection. So there's something about working on the right timing will come up in the new year for you to work on something that needs to be appropriately communicated. I see maybe that there's some difficulties with how something's communicated, and maybe that there isn't something's being perceived wrong by you or the other person. But I do feel that it's the environment, so I do feel like it's something that's not being perceived right, and so it's not being connected with appropriately. And part of the reason that that's happening is because of breakdown of communication. So that's something that's in the environment that is challenging your ability to feel like you can move forward. But there is a sense of wanting to be right with things and be in a mode of healing. And I do see that desire to kind of find something that feels like really fulfilling for you and your partner to move forward with. I do get the Devil card as well. And so in this case, like it just feels like that energy of there's something that is causing for you to be defensive, to the emotionality of your life that needs reflection. There will be opportunities, I should say, for you to kind of reflect on that. There will be some taking of time out to recognize where those defenses might be kind of heightened, and they don't necessarily need to be. Spirits, 1 second. Spirits recommendation is, whatever it is that you kind of decide to do something that what I was speaking about earlier foundationally, because that's what you're comfortable with. You're more comfortable in making plans that are just kind of something tangible, something that you can touch, taste, do, right? Absolutely do that thing. And when you do that thing, invite your partner to do it with you. And it should be something, or at least one of the things that you decide to do should be something that you guys do together. And it will open a gateway for these other things to kind of shift, and there might be conversations that need to take place, but it will invite that gateway to open for you for the new year, so that you can potentially absolve some of the conflict that is showing up in the cards. That's what I have.
Crazy that we
You're
both,
welcome.
it's crazy that we both got the Devil card. Hey, so destiny is in play to finish something, and it comes up to break you free. So know that this is, by the end of the year, there's something that's going to break you free, and you'll feel that and experience it, but so will your relationships. I love that. I love your message. That's cool.
I ended up getting a very similar message, but not through the Devil card, but through one of my Oracle cards, specifically about breaking free and breaking these patterns. The card, I'm just going to read it point blank. It's life lessons. You can break free from recurring negative patterns by praying to know the lesson and blessing they contain. So sometimes, as crappy as things are when they happen, it's one of those things. It's like universe opens a door or slams the door in some cases, but there's always a window. There's always a creak of light somewhere. If we can find the blessing in that situation, whatever it is, to get us through it, that's going to serve you better moving on, is breaking free from these things and these thoughts and these patterns. I also, nines everywhere. A couple other people had gotten nines in their cards, like at the 9 of Cups, which is like you're content, but like things could always be better. Things could always be better for anyone. But I do see new opportunities and new things coming in this year to help better you along the way. And like Mystic Gypsy said too, like a shifted perspective. It's what's needed for healing. Like I said, if you can find the good out of the bad, then that's a lesson to take forward. Look at whatever happens with like childlike innocence, instead of like we get jaded by life sometimes as we get older, but kind of bring in some of that childlike innocence, like what if it works out, or what if just the flip of perspective, I think, is going to help you. Just minor little things, but it's going to propel you so far this year. And Spirit also wants you to know that you're spiritually protected, like those that you've lost, like they're never gone. Like everyone's with you and trying to look out and trying to guide your way. I feel like maybe you've been feeling blocked lately from that, but Spirit wants it. There's no block. It's just you kind of not looking in the right direction, or kind of getting in your own way, I feel like. But there's never any blocks. Like you have the knowledge, you have that space in your heart to guide you, and you have those folks that are always with you to guide you. So flip the perspective and you'll be able to receive that guidance a little bit easier for yourself. But this year, it's good. It's going to be a lot of healing. It might be a little bit of messiness along the way, but ultimately you'll be better at the end of the year than where you started. So.
Wow, I think that was pretty deep reading. I loved it. And you know, the other thing is one of the psychics said earlier that she felt like deja vu. And you know, I was getting doubles, right? And I feel like the double power, the deja vu, I think that was the feeling related to Lorraine. So I had to make sure that I mentioned your deja vus because it just clicked to me. Lorraine is like, everything's gonna happen in twos. Right? There's double power. So good things are happening in twos is what I get from that. Yeah. So yeah, that's a good message. So I think the next person, and she was supposed to be on here, so we're gonna do a message for Ashley. And I did message her. You're very welcome. So we will do a reading for Ashley next. So I think we'll just do a general reading for her because I don't have the question. Let me just check and see if she wrote. No. Okay, so we're gonna do a general reading for Ashley. So let's see what we get for her, okay? Oh my goodness, look at this. I got the 10 of Pentacles for her. And you know, that lets me know that there is a grandfather spirit around, or a male spirit there for the family. And it looks like, because it's the 10, I do get that he's been around her. And I do feel like October is when he entered. But there's a finish line. So there's something that he's trying to complete in her life. But the other thing I get for her is I keep hearing the same name being repeated that I was getting for Lorraine. So I do keep getting Edna, and I don't know why I'm hearing that. Edna Marie. And look, the 3 of Swords. So there's Edna Marie in the male. I think that represents 3 spirits that's around her right now. And they are bringing her and focusing, healing, and as well as prosperity and help. And guidance. And I feel like there's some kind of guidance that has to do with a male, because it does show an unfaced male. Okay, so I feel like that has to do like relationship wise, as well as there is a child in this card. So I do feel like the child is intuitive and definitely knows the spirit around. So I feel like your message is about going after what you want, and yet you are where you need to be. So I do feel like the home, the place that you're in, is a place of power for some reason, and it does connect you. I don't feel like you should be changing things too quickly as far as where you're living, because there's a channel of power there. And the Tower card comes up, which means that anything chaotic that's happening around you in your life is a sign of change, because there's some type of falseness in it. So if certain people are acting up right now, your guidance is trying to give you a message about it. Spirit is also cleaning up. So that could be people and relationships and situations. So you are going through a period of change, but there are certain things that Spirit's trying to solidify, and there's a real strong energy about a male. And the male, this energy around is gray. So for some reason, the guiding spirits around you are kind of iffy about something manifesting, or some kind of message around it. And I don't know what that is, because the card that came up was the Four of Swords, but then the very next card that comes up, like the wedding card. So there's some kind of transformation that does occur with the relationship. That's right now, that transformation is in play. And I do feel like Edna, I don't know, Lorraine, I'm sorry, but I'm not giving her your spirits, but I do feel like goosebumps, and I keep hearing Edna is around. I'm Edna. So to me, I feel like that could be a guiding spirit around you. So I see good things, but I don't feel like drastic changes should be focused on right now. I feel like you're meant to go in a place of security and grounding and focusing on your wealth, because Pentacles is up. That's what I get for you. So wealth and health and family. That's what it is. Health, wealth, and family is your three things. But you do have blessings coming. And I do see an easier path, but things go chaotic when you're making the wrong choices or you're seeing things that need to change. So keep chaos as a sign for you and know, okay, I got the message, and then you'll start getting the solution that you need. So right now, that is your symbol. As far as what our spirit's doing for you, they're trying to bring you the focus that you need and the energy that you need to create what you want. I do feel like you're in a place of creation. I do feel like your life is like grounding to be like the life that you would look at, that's stable, you know? And I feel like that is around love and life.
Hello. So for you, this year is really about finding stability within yourself and your relationships, because I feel the grandfather spirit around you. I've got the Emperor card, but I also in total have 4 major arcana cards. So I feel like this is a very strong path that you're on, that you're needing to go through. But I also feel like there's some stubbornness from what I'm seeing. And it's not necessarily stubbornness, it's just maybe that there's something you're not wanting to let go of, there's something you're holding on to that's preventing you from following your heart and actually following your true passion and doing the things that kind of light you up inside. So I do really think that the spirit around you and your guides and whatnot, because I do see those here too, they're always around you. You just need to ask for their help. I really think that if you tap in and connect to your intuition and actually listen to it instead of kind of pushing it aside when you hear it, you will find that you will see the things that are happening properly in terms of the way that you need to take action and move forward, which is by following your heart and your intuition. So I really do see though things, the year ahead looking up for you. And just remember that, you aren't your past, you aren't the things that have happened, and you have the ability to create something so beautiful, going forward. So just focus on the positive things that are going to be coming for you.
And 1 second before we just get started, Ashley just joined us. Good evening, Ashley. We were just getting started on you.
Hi.
Is there anything specific that you wanted to know, or did you just want a general message, or
Yeah, not specific. I didn't have any specific questions, no.
Okay, perfect. Well, you had 2 of us gave you a full generalized reading on what's going on around you. And we're going to keep going, but you will get a replay of this. But yeah, let's just move on and to Crystal. So welcome to the circle.
Hi there. Hi there, Ashley. Okay. I feel like the energies coming up for you in the year 2023, they have a lot to do with finding your own sense of stability, something that's yours. There is an emphasis on doing something differently than you've done it before. I don't necessarily think it's anything really drastic changes, but small steps towards manifesting something that you want. I feel like perhaps in the past there has been working on goals or dreams in partnership with somebody else, not necessarily romantically, but or not necessarily specifically something, but that there was almost like a sense of utilizing relationships in a way that helped you gauge what you wanted, rather than you really always knowing what you wanted and then working with relationship to get it. So there is a sense of that. There's a sense of something that happened that didn't go the way that you had expected it would go with someone. Again, I'm not 100% sure if this is romantic. It could be a friend, but there was some sort of turn of events that wasn't to your liking. And I feel like that's kind of brought up a bit of an obstacle for you regarding what I was just speaking about partially, in that, like, where do I go from here? There's a lot of confusion about who to collaborate with, as well as how to collaborate, or into what. And the overwhelming feeling I have is because there's a level of codependence to something here, somebody. Not enough. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that this is an opportunity for you to get to know yourself better. Like, what do you want, Ashley, in your life? It will lead to a transformation, and you will grow as a person if you learn to recognize there's something in a challenge for you to recognize where there might be you not really willing to go there, like not really acting on it. You know, there's a sense of being given an opportunity and then not taking it because you just don't feel you're ready. And part of that would suggest because there was a disappointment or a heartbreak that perhaps you're not over, you haven't healed from completely yet. Yeah, and so yes, there is kind of, but there's an overwhelming feeling of just wanting to set forth and do something and commit to something that feels substantial to you, something, again, that is tangible. It's like a baby step. Like I said, it's not like huge, but there is some confusion. There's, like, you have the moon card in the environment, and I feel like it's partially subconscious things that maybe you're not completely aware of yet, but it's also just like almost like not sure about. It's almost like wanting to know the truth about something before, like, you'll heal it or something. And the cards are just suggesting that that's really not the approach required for you to move forward. They want you to work on recognizing where your fears are here and what you are refusing to let go of, like an ideal or something that just an expectation that wasn't met. And working through healing that, because in your hopes and fears, like, you do have something that feels like it's going to come up, where you're going to get a message by somebody, and you're not going to necessarily trust it. Okay, like you're not sure if it's if it's the truth that you can trust. So yeah, in the outcome, you do have the Page of Cups, and I do feel like that is connected to this message. And there is a sense of holding back from it, to be honest, because of this trepidation of whether it's something you can trust. And actually, the advice of the cards is to hold fast to you're going to get so far in this in a sense of success of your own, or doing something for yourself, and that's when this will come in, and it will be like, hold your ground when it comes up, because you will be on the right path when that happens. It's sort of just like your higher self's little test of like, okay, what did we learn here? And that's what I have for you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello, Ashley. A lot of cards for you. I got more cards for you this evening than anybody else.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it's a neat little storyline, but it's one that I'm familiar with too. Like, I feel like I've been on this journey. Like, I see myself a couple years ago in these cards, so it's really neat. I can see that a seed's been planted, and I don't know if that's to do with like a healing, or I almost feel like it's a business venture. Like, you've been manifesting, you've been kind of plotting next steps for a while, and trying to move out of past patterns. And I do see that action is required to be taken, and just know that you have the strength and you have the power to make anything that you want happen. It may not seem that way, you may lack confidence in it, but I get the strength card. Like, that just tells me go for it. Like, you're so strong, you're capable of so much more than you think. Spirit also wants to pass along messages like socialize and join in, like find your social group, like find your people that lift you up, and that are going to hype you up on this journey, because I feel like big things are coming, like kind of a renewal, transformation of self. Spirit also wants to emphasize the importance of forgiveness, whether it's you need to forgive yourself for being maybe unkind or hard on yourself, or if it's other people. But forgiveness is definitely a big role in these cards, as well as clearing negativity. Like, that goes along with East Coast Mystic and the Tower card. Like, there's got to be some things that shake loose, whether it's people or family or relationships, or just your own ideals and in your sense of thinking. But things need to be shaken out and cleared out to make path for things to get better, to things to improve. I also see card love life, and again, with love cards, for me, it's not always romantic relationships. It could be your relationship with yourself. So love in whatever form, it's time to focus on that and really let love in again, because it's going to fill you up. And be confident. I feel like maybe something that you have struggled with is confidence, but be confident. And this comes up in a lot of different cards on my desk here, but none more so than my last card, my little artsy card here. I'm going to read it for you pretty much word for word, because I think that it's such an important message. Know that you are worthy of being loved just the way you are, which is perfect, whole, and worthy of love simply by virtue of being living, breathing, conscious being on this planet. Looking outside of yourself for validation will not work. Learn to love all of your unique qualities. In order to experience true self-worth, you need to start from a solid foundation of self-adoration. Be your quirky, adorable self, and then others will find the courage to do the same. So basically, don't give any mind to what anybody else thinks if it's not your awesome. Have that confidence, go through life with, if they're not paying your bills, they don't matter. So just drop what other people's opinions are and just walk through life with confidence, knowing that you've got this despite what they say. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just to finish off the message, this was actually the soul card that I got for you. So it does represent the woman. I know you didn't get to hear the whole message yet, but you will. So for me, there was a female spirit, and that there is heart healing. And I do feel like you are going on a path. It does have to do with your physical life on all aspects, mainly love and your wealth. And I feel those two things are in play. But before you go, I do want to ask, because we were doing a reading for Lorraine on here, and after her reading, when we started with yours, the spirit that came forward for Lorraine also started speaking when I started doing your reading. So I wanted to know, do you have anyone around you, female spirit, that would be related to you, named Mary?
I have my grandmother. Her middle name's Mary. Well, it's Marie, but they actually spelled her name incorrectly on her birth certificate, and it's Mary, which is her
my
middle
gosh.
name.
That's cool. Okay, what about the other name that came
First-
forward was Edna?
That's my grandmother's name.
Okay, because Lorraine, remember, we got 2 Ednas. So that fits. So you, Ashley, you and Lorraine both have an Edna and a Marie around. How weird is that? And you two aren't
That's cool.
related, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So yeah, you'll definitely want to listen to the messages, because I feel like she is your strongest power right now. And, you know, she does already know where you're headed. She knows where you're going to be in 10 years from now, but she does want you to focus on the things you love, including, you know, relationships. There is definitely something there with the male, and it will make sense with all of the things that are being released right now, so that you can enjoy this energy and this partnership that is true. There is a true partner, because I do get this Knight of Cups, and to me, you are meant to be into a place of receiving and experiencing. So certain influences in your life are there to help you change, and it's not so much the people, but the situations and the experiences that you are meant to receive. Like, so there's new emotions. There's new emotions when it comes to wealth and prosperity, relationships, but as well as spirit. And I really do feel like you have a mediumship ability. So there is spirit around you. Start asking them to help you. Say, give me a message about this person, you know, because they're there to help you. And as you'll listen, the male spirit that the psychics picked up on, I feel like spirit entered and came around in October. So being that these spirits has come forward in October definitely lets me know that you are connected to the spirit world in a very positive way that is moving you forward. So I feel like tinsel is a message. So if you guys find tinsel in your house, some of you may be like, I don't use that messy stuff, but if there is tinsel around, kind of watch where it ends up, because a lot of grandmother spirit came forward tonight, and I love that. Okay.
Yeah. My grandmother passed away in 2018, and I've had nothing since.
Oh, well, she
And I've
is
been to a few people in hopes that I'd have something, and I never really got anything.
Well, she
And I didn't
works through
expect
you.
any.
She works through you through your power of intention. So whenever you have that power of intention, like, I'm doing this, your determination is a direct link to your generational power. And if you actually take a look at your life, you're going to find that you're stronger than most people around you, even though you've had the shitty end of the stick. And I do feel that you are stronger. And I do feel that there is a mother, around you. I feel like your mother is still alive, but I see the female spirit pass through your mother to you. And that's how I know this woman is from your mother's side of the family. So I know that she is also working with you and your mother. And when your grandmother comes around, you'll get goosebumps down your sides, almost like your wings are fluttering. So when you get goosebumps, just mentally just say thank you, because that is instant connection. Okay? And she'll ring you when truth is there, but you do have to open to receive, especially when it comes to relationships, and break the guard. Okay. Is there anything else, you two?
No, that was more than I thought for me.
Perfect. So wealth and relationships in your family and your spiritual connection is, very strong. So everyone will get a copy of the replay so you can listen to it, and then watch for signs and symbols, because you do have help around you. You got to tap into it so that you can enjoy it. Okay? Awesome. You're welcome. So we have one more reading. So we're going to do a reading for Shauna. Shauna, what do you want to know?
I would like some insight on my next moves in my career, the photography one, not this one.
Okay. Of course not this one. Just kidding.
No, this one's great. Love it. Gonna keep doing this every month.
Yeah.
You guys. But photography side, I've been considering narrowing down the scope of what I offer, and I just want to know if I'm kind of on the right track.
Okay. So when I
also
pull... Yes. Sorry?
It's also open to just like general messages, like whatever comes through. Happy to hear.
Look at this. This is a soul card that I get for you.
Okay.
And this also, look at the orange. So you are tapping into older wisdom. Okay. And I feel like that's why you're kind of like iffy on what to do with the photography business. However, your prayers are being heard and answered. And as long as you're like walking the path of the wheel of the year, right, and keeping those going, each month is a different theme, then you are going to create the success that you want. But the doubts that you have and the conflicts are definitely attached to the past. And this has to do with someone stealing from you. So I feel like you need to put a protection around your business, right? So either like cleanse it and invite the blessings and prosperity to come, and you'll break anything that's, that people might be focusing on. Sometimes we have people that focus on us and they're not always in a positive way. And this does kind of show it. There is some kind of conflict from someone else's energy that is not of your own, that you're assuming is your own. But I do feel like, again, grandmother energy is coming up. And I feel like your grandma, all these grandmas and mothers, oh, I love it. So your grandmother energy is coming forward. And it could be because we were talking about it, but she is also an influence. And also, I do feel like it has to do with the location. Location comes up, which means that you are meant to be open to change this year for the location. And I feel like you're getting prepared for the spring. And I do feel like there's an easier solution. So whether it is like, like closer to home, or someone that there's a better location for you, or something that's going to happen with that. Okay. But I don't feel like you need to let it go or change it. Just go monthly and tame it down, right? Or just keep your menu there, but have different prices. Because certain things that you're doing should be more as far as price. And that's and that's what's kind of ripping you off. So I would have different prices depending on what it is that you're doing. And I also get the events thing is huge. So I feel like that's where, look, the death card came up with that. Like that's your new beginning. So get to like the exciting places. And even when you do the events, make it so that your theme rules the event, right? Like if there's like a market, do the fairy event. Do you know what I mean? So kind of make yours something that people can go to, right? So I would definitely hold on to it, but be open to the changes, and just focus on the wheel of the year, but have a menu so that all the options are there, but you don't have to, hustle so much and market so much. You can just market the one thing because that's prosperous for you. And it's also something that is tied to your daughter. I don't know why it's tied to your daughter. Now, whether she's going to be a photographer in the future or just like her little images getting out there or something. But I see her as being like a part of your family miracle when it comes to your business. So I don't know what that is. Maybe she needs
She was
a
the
little...
inspiration for my self-love journey. So like she's
Aw.
inspired me to like be empowering, like, because I want to focus on boudoir, but I had a daughter, so I'm like, do I really want my daughter to grow up with all these body image issues? So like I'm committed to breaking those things down because
Oh,
of
it
her.
gives me so goosebumps. That's the purpose. You're there still working your purpose. Every single person that's coming to you for that, it is giving them something for themselves that they can't experience or haven't experienced or been able to see themselves in that. So you are a healer in that. And I would definitely focus on that. But have other packages, have your wedding package, have the family package, the family reunion or whatever, right? You could do a contest. People can enter for contests, right? Either way, there's so much options, but also, places that would fit, right? Like maybe the modeling. I don't know if there is any modeling centers around here, but that would be something, right? Get them to just walk and do that as well, or partnerships with some of the shops, right? The bridal or that sort of thing as well. But I see success. I don't see stagnant energies. I see that your prayers are being answered. Give it a smudge whenever you feel like you need to change it, and you're good to go. So don't stop it.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Shada.
Hey, friend.
Okay, so I really see some of my most favorite cards in my deck come out. They're so beautiful. And I do see that like there has been a shift, like an unexpected kind of shift. Like maybe you're feeling like this feeling that you want to go down maybe a different path, but you're not really tied to it. But there is that one idea, because I've got that Page of Pentacles just dead center with the Ace of Pentacles. So there's that one idea for you that you are feeling so strongly about, and it's brought to you divinely. No, like that is the path. You're feeling it, do it, girl, because you're supposed to be doing it. I also have the Seven of Cups and then the Magician. So I know that like you are still feeling a little bit of that uncertainty of which path, right? But the Magician card is just showing like you've got the intention, the tools, everything. You're gonna kill it. So I do see some really good ones, and I also got Coming to Life. This like really, and it's just like all that idea that you planted that seed for is now just finally coming up. And then Metamorphosis, which is like, you can't really see it, but these two flamingos, oh my god, it's beautiful. It's truly beautiful what you're gonna create. And I think also too, I really feel like, because there's the butterflies in there, I think it it really ties in with what you were saying about like the way that women feel, right? Like just acceptance in our bodies and who we are as we are. And I think you're really going to add that touch to what is needed out there right now. So I really feel like it's going to be a really good path. And then the last one is the Golden Palace. So that's like some like abundance, prosperity. It's just going to be beautiful. So I'm really excited. I think you should focus on that, and that'll be good.
Thank you.
Yeah, and as she was like yapping and telling you all of this, I was getting flashes on everything she was saying. So one thing that came to me was like, what about doing, a workshop, right? For them, they get their shot, their photo shoot, but they also get to have a little workshop with you and do their glamour shots and their intimate shots. So I could definitely see some kind of package like that, as well as your products. So if are you just doing are you doing full printing on canvas?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's good. And then the other thing I saw was, what else did I see? Oh, I'm missing it. There was one other thing. I gotta give it to Crystal and see if it comes back. But I'm glad you're doing it on Canvas too.
Hi.
Hello.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, first, like the central energy that you got was the Queen of Swords, and I really feel like this is kind of tied to what you explained to Georgina about your inspiration here. In part, I know swords aren't necessarily inspiration cards, but I feel like it just became really clear to you at some point in time where you wanted to take this. And Ace of Cups, which I do feel is connected to your daughter. In the crowning energy, there is definitely a sign of not, like, kind of like juggling. So I don't know if you have more than one thing going on, like to supplement financially or what. But it is talking about kind of, this is what you kind of want. You know, you do have those skills, like Mystic Gypsy mentioned. It does say that there may be, not only obviously it's going to be a lot of work to get it to where you want, but it does feel like you may need to, there might be a skill that you're going to have to acquire on top of it. I don't know what. Something came up digital. I don't know, like if you know a lot of like about digital renderings or what, I don't know. But something about that came up also as well. The challenge that you have in regards to kind of taking this and really pushing it forward, I feel like is more of a mental challenge. And I feel like there is some trepidation regarding like how or like to what degree to work with others. It feels like there's almost like a feeling of wanting to keep it like a closed system for yourself, which is fine, and certainly that does work out in some cases. However, in this regard, like there is something coming up where this is going to bring about some form of like justice for you, just like a feeling of justice. And I don't know exactly what that's about, but it does encourage you to recognize this being a challenge of yours, and be potentially open to how to the idea of collaborating with somebody you do trust a lot. Okay, like a friend, It could be somebody in the same field, like specifically in the same field, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be just delegating some kind of responsibility that would go with this entrepreneurship and not just do it all yourself, because you're going to find that is going to take a huge load of weight off your shoulders if you can manage to do that and communicate what exactly it is that you need to do, what the other person needs to do appropriately. As far as the energy moving forward, it looks really positive. You have the Ace of Wands, so you're inspired to do it. It looks like something that would bring you a lot of fulfillment. You do have the Ten of Cups here clarifying that, and the Strength card. So for me, the Strength card really, it kind of emphasizes the fact that there is a little bit of like what Georgina touched on about a sense of like the betrayal or being worried about that. And so then there's a sense of almost like if somebody kind of offers and like if somebody kind of offers an opportunity to do something maybe, or collaborate, or it might not be collaboration in this sense, but it's almost just like just not quite taking the leap the way that you need to because of that sense, whether it's well-founded or whether it's just a fear. The cards are suggesting that this transformation in your work, if you go this route, is going to be it's going to be a slow rollout. It's not something that's going to just happen in the next 2 months. So patience is required, and you're going to have to remind yourself of that partway through, because you're going to kind of get to this point, you're like, okay, 4 or 5 months, 6 months, you're like, I should be here by now. But to really remind yourself of that patience and be easy with yourself with that, because it's what's going to come up is there will be a fear of this being really challenging, and it's going to kind of just all blow up, and it's not going to be fruitful, and so you're going to have to go down a different route and start all over again. And that's part of the challenge. This is part of the reason why you're attracted to this. It's to address that fear, because there's a lot of I think it feels like over analyzing it. And it will cause a blockage. You will cause a blockage for it if you can't address that. And the advice is don't believe in that. Believe in your ability, and more importantly, believe in this. Believe in that. And believe in the inspiration, where it came from, and it'll get you exactly where you need to go with it. That's what I have.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I totally 100% agree with both of those messages from Mystic Gypsy and Crystal. And what I do get from it is that your perseverance is definitely going to pay off, and that this is actually showing you how to harvest your rewards. But you don't want to put this inspiration and this business into a place where it's only your security mode, because there's something higher in that, and you're creating admiration, right? You're allowing people to become. And so as soon as you feel like, oh my God, I need to make this amount, you're going to go into a state of security instead of, I desire to make this amount. So change the viewpoint to desire instead of need, and the universe will bring that to you. And the other thing that I got was, not only is it about that, but it also has to do with your future. So I feel like you are walking the path and the purpose right now, and that's why you don't want to give up to it, give it up. So there is success that's still coming. So I would definitely keep going until you get the results, but make sure that you're feeding that business, the spirit of that business. Thank you, for that beautiful shot I was able to get, because you are using your psychic sight when it comes to finding their self, and your sight is growing. So what I would do is I would start, yes, of course you want to book your sessions in now, but I would start building yourself up in a month from now, right? So that everything is kind of ahead and you're walking to it, and then you don't feel like you're so much into the work right now in the present moment. And I'll find that as soon as you break that stress about what you feel like, watching your business in that way and getting back to, universe, I'm ready to make more women beautiful, you're gonna flow. You will flow. So you are in that flow. But I feel like the business felt pressure. And that's why I say cleanse it, break any attachments to any evil eyes, right? People get jealous when they see stuff. You see women that are, sexy, and you got exes and looking at these, you know what I mean? So just cleanse it once in a while. And I do it, right? I do it if I get too many Johns coming in for my readings, right? I gotta cleanse it, right? I'm done with the Johns. Right? Because it does come in cycles. So you're still learning your cycle. And I think just if you keep it ahead, then it's more enjoyable for you than in the present. So just start booking people ahead for next spring, next summer, you know, and that will be exciting to you. You'll get more of the happy dance out of it. So that's what I think.
Do a happy dance every time the notification goes off on my phone for a booking. I'm like,
yeah. Awesome. Exactly. So thank you for joining us, everyone. We're going to let you go, and we will send out the replay tomorrow. So if you do want to contact us, we all have our own pages. They are linked onto the show when we post it, so you can contact any of the intuitives you want. And hopefully we'll see you at one in the new year. I know we have some regulars, and we love that. Okay, so other than that, we'll let you go, and thanks for joining. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
And we're just going to let everybody log off, and then we'll open our circle. Oh yes, I have to stop the mute. How do I do that?
Were we